Live. Switch to live. What is going on here? Live. Switching to live. Here we go. Switching to live. Are we live? Let's go live. Stop preview. Let's try that. Stop preview. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Live. Starting. 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 Preview. Here we go. Live. Oh, I think it says live. All right. Yeah, we're back. We are back. Nick Hogan asks, wow, just now you're getting such great live video quality. I have a special box called a Teradek Video, and it allows me to plug HDMI in with my great Panasonic cameras and good lighting rig and get going live. So that is how we're doing this live stream. Today we are talking about all the accessories that come together to be able to kind of make everything that we need work. And I got a couple of big packages in the mail from Amazon and one from Prime Cables. And I just kind of want to talk about all the pieces that I use together to be able to make stuff work. So I'm happy that you guys were able to join me on this live stream, or if you're watching afterwards. Great, sorry, little technical glitch at the beginning. I think we got it figured out. And we are ready to go. So let's jump into some of my favorite things. Feel free to ask questions along the way. And I'll try not to get distracted from all you guys saying hi here. I've got my computer here and an iPad here, keeping the live stream going. Let's talk about some stuff. Maybe let's kind of go left to right. Batteries. Batteries are really, really important, and I recommend the Amazon Basics batteries. Like, they just seem to work, and these are the rechargeable nickel metal hydride ones, and I've got a couple of chargers around, and they're inexpensive. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you also get more of a discount than even what you see on the site. Once you put in your shopping cart, you'll see you get an extra, like, I don't know, it's like 20% off or something, so I have a bunch of these around. If you're just getting started, though, this is what I did. Is I bought one of these like Panasonic starter kits, and it comes with like a charger and a chunk of different sizes of batteries, and this is a really good way to go. And I bought another one because I wanted another charger, but I also wanted the batteries. And you kind of end up racking up some of these chargers, and depending if you're into photography or even video, like all these little like Zoom recorders or flashes, or there's so many things that need AA batteries. So get on Amazon, grab the Amazon Prime ones. Those are really good, and this is a great way to start. Let's talk about memory cards. For a long time, I've been on Lexar memory cards. Honestly, I was SanDisk, and then one of the photographers I follow, Jared Poland, he started using Lexar, and so I thought, well, if he's using them, then maybe I should use them. The only problem is they work great for photo, but on video, I've been having a little bit of problems. This 64 gigabyte ones of these Lexar Professionals, they can't quite keep up with the 4K video recording on my cameras. Like, it'll say exceeded bandwidth, and it shouldn't, because these are supposed to be writing at 20 megabytes per second, which is plenty for 100 megabit per second 4K on these, but they just didn't seem to keep up. I bought one of these newer. These are the U3, or I can't remember. The new version, they've got extra things. They're supposed to be stupid fast. These crash my cameras, all of them, all of the time. And so it didn't work. I'm switching back to SanDisk, and I'm hoping these will be better. Whereas these guys, they read at 95 megabytes per second. They only write at 20 megabytes per second. These ones read at 95 megabytes per second, but they write at 90 megabytes per second. So huge amount of headroom there. If you're shooting with like GH4s on the higher quality 4K, these should be good to go. So SD cards, don't cheap out on SD cards. You will regret it so much when one day, this happened to me, cheap SD card, lost an entire day of footage. It's not worth it. Don't cheap out on cards. So that's a random rant on cards. Tripods. If you're into vlogging at all, I'm sure you've seen these before. This is a Joby GorillaPod Focus with ball head. This is so awesome for taking anywhere and being able to use at almost any place. The legs wrap around things. It's got the ball head, so even if you're like wrapped at a funny angle, you're able to like get back to level and be able to do it, as well as like if you're vlogging, it just, creates a little bit more distance from you to be able to put your camera on here. And it's pretty darn heavy duty. So I really recommend this. This did probably 150 vlogs with me, and it's still working and not too loose. If you're putting bigger DSLRs on it, they do wear out faster and it's harder because you kind of get to a point and you put the weight and they'll start to like slip down. But the nice thing about Panasonic cameras I use are they're a lot lighter and work a little bit better. So yeah, John, I see John's comment here. He's saying he has a meeting, and I'm sorry, John, but you can watch the whole stream afterwards. It will be live. So we're talking about tripods. Next up, let's talk about audio, because audio, honestly, you can have mediocre quality video, but provided you have stellar quality audio, it's great. There's nothing worse than seeing amazing quality video and the audio is not good. Like, that's so disheartening. You need quality audio. These little Zoom H1s, honestly, they do a really good job of capturing audio. I was doing a live stream on Facebook yesterday, and even though it was like 6 feet away, you could still really make out what I was saying much better than the onboard audio there. And you can just get a little hot shoe adapter, or I guess it'd be a cold shoe, and stick it on top of your camera, and you're instantly going to have way better audio. If you're doing something like vlogging, this is a Rode VideoMic Go, and this one carried me through all of my vlogs. I basically use this microphone from like vlog 4 all the way through. It's been super glued a couple of times, put back together, but it has always worked. My first one didn't work, so I returned it and got this one, and this one has been lights out, rock solid. It's like $100. It doesn't need batteries, which is kind of nice, especially the Panasonic do a really good job with the audio, so yeah, for quality audio, something like this, and buy like whatever cheap extra windsock you can get to cut down on the wind noise. And this is awesome. But like between these two things, if you're really serious in audio, I have a Zoom H4, that's what we're recording the audio on. You can plug other microphones and stuff into it. But for a lot of you guys starting out, one of these options is going to give you a big audio upgrade, and that is really, really important. In talking with that though, if you've ever shot like interview videos or you're wanting to work a little bit more closely with people, what you need to be able to do is take these things and get them away from the camera onto a mic stand and get them close. So they're basically like right at a frame, right above somebody's head. And so you can buy a mic stand, but you need an adapter to be able to make these work. And I just ordered a couple of new ones. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. If you have one of these, you can basically screw this into the bottom here. And anything that is like the hot shoe on top of the camera, it now goes in there and locks in. So that ends up being a cool adapter when it's on your camera. But I just ordered a couple of these, which are cool. This one goes right onto the threads of a microphone stand. You probably can't really see it, and then goes into the bottom of these recorders. And so then you can put it directly on a microphone stand. Another option that I got, which is kind of cool if you want to be able to angle a little bit more, this is a Zoom MA2. And it's basically a fake microphone handle, but what ends up happening here is when you put this in here, you can take a microphone clip and you put it in, and look you've got like the full range of motion from your microphone clip, and you're able to more easily kind of get it just up and out of frame, but as close to the subject's head as possible. And so that's really going to help you on the audio side. Fairly simple, straightforward. Somebody said, yes, batteryless is better for those times you forget to turn it on. Absolutely. Especially if you're like a one-man shooter. You've already got so many things to worry about that two things happen when I use a microphone with a battery, which lots of them do have, is I forget to turn the battery on, or I forget to turn the battery off, and the next time I go to shoot, my battery's dead and I forgot another battery. So having batteryless is really nice, but your camera does have to work a little bit harder. So the newer cameras have a good, it's called a preamp, but it basically takes the quiet electrical signals from the microphone and boosts them up to a normal volume. They're getting better, and especially I found Panasonics to be really good. If you have an older camera, sometimes that battery will save you because you'll find that it's a little bit noisy. But if you can get away with this, this is a really nice option, especially if you have one of these. Then you don't even have to worry about the preamp because it plugs in right here. And you can basically put this almost anywhere. You can also plug like a lav mic. If you have a lav mic, put it in here, and your subject can be wherever they want, and you record the audio on here, do a clap, you sync it in post, and you don't have to buy like $1,000 Sennheiser wireless setup. It's kind of like that, which is cool. I also have a Rode Smart Lav where it plugs into your phone and records on your phone. That is also cool. I just can't find it, but another great way for audio, so you can have a little lav mic on there. Let's see any other questions. Wazadi says, does GorillaPod collapse under weight of Canon DSLRs? Yeah, eventually these kind of do wear out, and I mean, it depends how heavy your lens is and whatnot, but the Canon ones are heavy. That's why if you watch like Casey Neistat, at first I was like, what is he doing that his cameras would always like fall over, or they would slowly like fall? I thought he wasn't setting them up properly, but eventually when you put enough weight on these things, they end up moving. So some of it is they do wear out over time. I found Gorilla Pod's warranty to be really good. I had another one where it kind of wore out and I sent it away and they just sent me a new one. I may be getting close to that. These don't last for forever, but the lighter the camera, the better. The heavier the camera, the more weight you're going to put on it. So it's not just you, Wazadi. Lighter cameras, though, end up being good. What else can we talk about? So Prime cables, this is maybe a plug slightly more for my Canadian brethren. I'm in Canada, and we don't have like monoprice and some of these other options that other people do. But I'm going to talk generally about the cables. But Prime Cables sent me this package. They didn't pay me, but they didn't charge me. So I guess it's kind of like a promoted sponsor thing. But I haven't tried these out yet, so I can't attest to the quality of them. But let's talk about the ideas behind these, and you can buy them in other brands if you're kind of in other markets. This first one that I'm excited about, oh, I should have brought my knife. I'm just going to have to wreck the box. Sorry, is a special USB charger. And what's cool about this one is it's kind of high amperage. It's got 3 USB ports, and this is 4.4 amps. Now, if you don't know about amps, your standard iPhone charger is 1 amp. Whereas iPad ones, I think, go up to 2.5 amps. What that means is it can charge your electronics devices faster because it can put more current in. So if you have an iPhone and you need a quick charge, charge it on your iPad charger because it puts out more juice. That's why it's a bigger brick. Excuse me. This one has 3 ports, and I think 1 or maybe a couple of them are really high voltage, and so they're able to charge your electronics quicker, which is good because especially run and gun, shooting all sorts of things, you need to plug in that GoPro and you've only got 10 or 15 minutes. You want to put as much juice into your electronics as possible. Also, you may not always have enough outlets and you don't want to always be bringing 3 or 4 different, little USB things. I always find the cables, for me, I'm always finding these little things. So this is cool, high voltage, got 3 in there. I'm excited to try that out. What else do we got? They sent me some of these cable ties, which, again, just for keeping organized can be handy. Let's see if I could get these out. They're simple Velcro. Keep stuff organized. This is kind of cool, if this is what I think it is. Yes, it is. So this is like your iPhone lightning cable, but when you pull this off, you end up with micro USB. And that's handy because you can bring one cable to charge your iPhone, iPad, your drone monitor or whatever it is, and then pull this off and you can charge your GoPro or lots of other electronics in it. So I want to see if this actually works and holds up, but that's kind of cool. And I think you can get these from other brands, but this Prime Cables one looks pretty solid. Other things, this is a micro HDMI. They have micro and mini. This is the smallest one, 2 HDMI. I requested this cable because the G85 I'm shooting on goes out micro and goes to regular HDMI, and so it goes into my live streaming box. I would have hooked this up, but I want to show it to you. But from now on, this is what I'm using to connect those 2 things. What else? Heavy-duty nylon cables. I'm excited for this. If you edit a lot of videos, you spend a lot of time in front of your monitor, and if your monitor isn't up high enough, you end up looking down and you're killing your back. So this is just like a simple desktop arm to get it up and away from your desk. And what I appreciate about Prime Cables, which is probably like Monoprice and other places, is this stuff is all really reasonably priced. It's not like going to Staples. It's like stuff you can actually afford, which is cool. What else? Let's check the questions. Fabio says, I agree. My micro is the best. Plug and go. Absolutely. Yeah, some good stuff there. How long have we been live? Oh, we've been live like 10 or 12 minutes. What else? Any other questions from people? I've got some new lenses from Panasonic coming. They may be here today or tomorrow, plus some other, their little big sensor compact point and shoot. I'm looking forward to trying that out. I think that may be about it. I like this. 10 or 12 minutes, helpful information, hanging out with you guys. I think we're going to leave it at that. Any questions at all, as always, drop comments below. Let us know what you're using and how it's working for you. But I'm Justin. Thanks for watching. Great hanging out with you guys. Talk to you later. I'm going to hit stop on this, and then it's going to take a few seconds. Okay?